Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel. We're talking about school supplies and office supplies, so don't get turned away if you're not in school anymore. This is a huge list of zero waste school supplies and office supplies to get you through the next school year or office year. I'm sorry that this is a little late for most people. I grew up in a farming community in Ohio where we didn't start school till September because of farming. And I know most of the rest of the country, if you don't live in a farming world, you start school in like early August, I think. So yeah, this is a little bit late, but don't fret. You can use this if you need new supplies halfway through the year, or for your next school year, or if you are starting a job, whatever it may be. And I do have a video I just made pretty recently about how to live zero waste at the office. I'll leave that video linked above, as well as I have a video on how to live zero waste at school and 2 videos now on how to live zero waste as a teen or how to live zero waste when you're living with your parents or your roommates or that sort of thing. All those videos will be linked above and below. Before we jump in, if you would rather read along or you just need to read along, the blog post version is linked in the description for you. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste and practical ways to be an activist. And I would love to have you part of this community. Okay. First things first, shop your home first. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I demanded getting new supplies every single school year. But yeah, looking back, I realized just how wasteful that was. None of my folders were ever really falling apart, or my pencil cases, or my book bags, but I always wanted new ones. And I think we're just trained from a young age, in the US especially, to just want more and more and more and want the brand new, most newest thing, instead of just use what you have because it's economical and environmentally friendly. Save your school supplies if they're not gone to waste yet. Now, let's say you've already shopped your own home, but you still need a few more things on your list. Where should you shop next? Before you jump into any of these new products I'm about to mention, check secondhand first. I've seen some secondhand bookstores that specifically sell also like zero waste office and school supplies, as well as even just places like Goodwill. I've found really good binders and sheet protectors and like binder tabs, notebooks, folders, pencil cases, and so forth. Something also that I did a lot when I was younger, I remember I didn't get specific like pencil cases. I would just like repurpose a makeup bag because a lot of the times they're the size of pencils because makeup brushes are pretty much the size of pencils. And places like eBay are great for the more expensive things you might need, like a laptop or one of those fancy but required TI-86. Is that what it's called? One of those fancy graphing calculators that your geography teacher, can you tell how long I've been out of school? Your geometry teacher tells you to get for your 1 year of geometry, and then what do you do with it? Thankfully for me, I grew up in a really big family, so we just passed down the calculators, but if you're in a smaller family, it's just more economical to find one secondhand and then you can sell it in return. And I also have a pretty recent video about how to find tech secondhand without getting scammed. So if you're in need of a new computer or other tech device for your new school year or in your office, be sure to check out this video up here so you can learn all the tips for finding tech secondhand. Okay, so we've exhausted all of our secondhand, previously used school supplies and office supplies. What should we do now? We're gonna go over some products as well as some like zero waste marketplaces that specialize in zero waste office supplies and school supplies. But first, let's talk about what you should look for. We're just gonna cover all the bases just to say maybe you don't like any of these products that I have listed. What should you look for if you're doing your own shopping? I highly recommend looking for recycled materials, things like recycled metal, recycled plastic, recycled paper, and that sort of stuff. And that is because supporting the recycling industry is really important to increase the demand that is being recycled instead of sent to the landfill. It doesn't require any new materials to create that product you will be consuming. And then also look for natural materials. Instead of getting like a ruler made out of plastic, get a ruler made out of metal. Instead of getting pencil case made out of polyester, get one made out of cotton or wool or hemp. And then also look for things that are made of recyclable materials. A lot of like scissors are generally like a plastic head and metal base. Like these ones I got when I first was curating my sewing kit, they are fully made out of metal, meaning that they can be fully recyclable at the end of their life. And then also think about how you're going to dispose of that item once you're done with it. When you're shopping and you're looking at this plastic ruler, how am I going to dispose of this? In the trash. But if you're looking at a metal ruler, how are you going to dispose of that? You can recycle it. And then these are some great one-stop shops for zero waste products in general, but specifically for this video, zero waste school supplies and office supplies. That is Earth Hero, The Ultimate Green Store, Wisdom Supply Co., and as a worst case scenario, Amazon. I say as a worst case scenario because Amazon is not the best company. And if you'd like to learn more about why Amazon is not the best, just for environmental reasons, we don't even cover ethics, you can check that out up here. Now, that being said, some of the links I do have in this blog post for these products are from Amazon because I couldn't find them elsewhere and I thought these products were great. I wouldn't be recommending these products if they were some junky greenwashy thing. I truly believe in them. As well as Amazon is a really accessible place, unfortunately, for a lot of people, so I still do put a few links down from Amazon. Just be cognizant of that. I don't generally endorse them, but in some cases, they're the only option. I'm not going to talk about these a lot. I'm just going to briefly give you a description of these products, and first we're going to be talking about writing instrument. Fountain pens are a great option that you can find pretty much anywhere, and these are a great option because you just fill them with ink instead of having to throw away the entire thing and buy a brand new thing made out of plastic. The one that I have linked in the blog post is from Lamy. But if you're like me and you love a good ballpoint pen, one that's got a little clicker on it to help you pass the time, there's a great one from a good company, and it is made out of grass. My favorite pen from like middle school through now is still my favorite, and that is Pilot pens. I wouldn't necessarily call them eco, but they've been doing this for several years, and I think it's relatively eco, and that is they sell refills, meaning instead of throwing away the entire pen and the entire pen assembly, you just buy the little ink cartridge for it. Yes, it's still plastic. Yes, it still has to be thrown away, but instead of buying a whole new pen, you're just buying the little ink part. And these are a great gel pen option. Eco Pen Club makes pens out of recycled materials, as well as non-toxic and soy-based ink. Conscious Concepts has a pen made out of wheat and cork, and Sprout Pencils, it's in the name, they have plantable pencils. So when you're done with your pencil, you throw it in some dirt and it'll grow basil or thyme or rosemary or whatever seeds they have in there. Three Leaf makes pencils out of recycled paper, which means they are tree-free and biodegradable. Something I didn't know before making this video was that most crayons are made out of petroleum-based wax. I mean, it makes sense, it's the cheapest option. Thank you, subsidies. But I found some on Etsy that are made from vegan wax as well, so they're vegan and oil-free, and they also don't have any paper wrapping on them. Honey Sticks are another great low-waste crayon option. They are made from beeswax if you are vegan and you don't want to support that. But again, they don't come with any paper wrapping, and they're not made from oil. Okay, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I think mechanical pencils are really eco-friendly, even if they're made out of plastic. Oh my gosh, I have it up here. This is my favorite brand to use, not because of eco-friendliness or anything. It's Papermate, and this is how you push the pencil out with this little button right here, as well as the eraser is really, really long. I think mechanical pencils are great because all you have to do is buy the lead. This thing is reusable forever, as long as you don't break it. As well as, I like the eraser for this one because it's so long, it lasts a long time. Did I mention I got this when I was in high school? Oh my gosh. I just realized I started high school almost a decade ago, and now I feel old. Okay, but I found some from Jet Pens that are made out of metal if you want like an even more eco-friendly option, and some from Onyx and Green made from recycled plastic. Onyx and Green also make colored pencils out of recycled newspaper, and Seltzer makes a traditional pen, but they claim that it's supposed to last 7 years on one ink cartridge. It's like an infinity pen. I really wanted to kind of try it out. Stubby Pencil Studio has plant-based highlighters. Traditional highlighters are made out of plastic, but these highlighter pencils are not, obviously. Markers are kind of hard to come by, plastic free, so if you still have to buy markers in plastic, but don't worry, Crayola has a recycling program. The link is in the blog post for that. But not all markers though. I found one from Ozpen that are refillable markers. These are specifically dry erase though, but Newland makes refillable regular markers. Now on to paper and similar products. Printworks makes 100% post-consumer recycled paper, and it is also FSC certified. I found some recycled drawing paper from the discount school supply store, and it is also natural and bleach free. Some notebooks I see talked about a lot in the zero waste world is decomposition notebooks. They don't just make notebooks though, they make folders and so many more products. They are made with recycled materials and fully compostable. EcoJot sells jumbo journals made from 100% post-consumer recycled paper and other recovered materials. Northbooks is a more budget-friendly option. It is made with virgin trees, but it is FSC certified, and for every purchase, they plant trees through the Eden Project. Whitebook is a great brand that I love. I've talked about before. I'll try to find the video for you talking about it and leave it linked down below. This is a scannable notebook. It's paper free. You write down your notes, use their app to scan it in so you can still study off the notes that you took, but you wipe it clean and use that piece of paper over and over and over and over and over again. Ecology makes recycled paper specifically for your binders. It already has the 3-hole punch on there for you, and you can refill your binders. Something I know that was required for me a lot in school was FAVES subject notebooks, like these freaking huge ones, and Environotes makes an eco-friendly version for you. It is made from recycled paper, and it might not be the most eco-friendly option, but again, if you need this product, it's like on your designated list of school supplies, then this is a better option. If you're a college student, this mostly applies to you for ebooks instead. Not only are they so much cheaper than physical books, but then you're not paying for the destruction of forests to cut down paper for your trees. But if you prefer print over ebooks, as one does. You can get your books secondhand. Typically most campuses sell their books. You can like sell them back to the school and they'll resell them at a discounted rate, but you can also check places like Craigslist and eBay for secondhand college textbooks. You can get a low-waste planner for Wisdom Supply Co. And if you're looking for a printer, look no further than the Epson EcoTank printer. Obviously, Epson is not like the most eco company out there because they still produce wasteful printers, but most printers contain hard to recycle ink cartridges. This rather has ink tanks that you fill up instead of the cartridges. Now, if you're looking for some ink cartridges that you need to recycle, you can check out this video up here. I've got a few options for some eco-friendly binders for you. This is Rebinder, made with recycled chipboard, and they also give back to local communities. The Naked Binder is a really cool design, made with just one piece of board, so that way it's not creating excess waste, cutting out all the bits and pieces. It's also designed to be very durable, making it last years and years instead of being cheap and breakable like most. And then if you need some dividers for your binders, again, check Goodwill. They have so many there. Onyx and Green does make a recycled paper option. Moving on to erasers and glue and more. Pretty much this is all the odds and ends section of the video. First is Tombow erasers made from natural rubber, and they not only erase pencil, they erase pen as well. Some plant-based glue sticks from Onyx and Green are a great option. Tape may not be on the list for students, but I know tape is a commonly used office supply. And Net Zero Co. makes a completely paper craft paper tape. Be wary with paper tapes. A lot of them still contain plastic, either in a oil-based, plastic-based glue, or in like these little strings, which are great. It helps keep the paper tape durable, but the strings are often made out of plastic. Kind of defeats the whole purpose, because then it renders them unrecyclable and you have to remove it from the paper box that it's on. If you haven't picked it up yet, Onyx and Green make a lot of eco-friendly school supplies. They are available on Earth Hero and Amazon. They also make eco-friendly scissors made out of corn-based plastic. But as I already mentioned in the beginning, when in doubt shopping for scissors, opt for one that is completely in metal. And once again, Onyx and Green with their eco-friendly staplers. If you are looking for a more traditional stapler, the one from Onyx and Green is made from bamboo. And just a note, if you're recycling paper, please be sure to remove the staples before recycling. But you can also staple without using staples from this product called Plus. Here's a picture of it, and this is so cool. It like punches the hole in the paper, but only like 2/3 of the way, and then bends it underneath so the papers like hold themselves together. That way you don't have to waste staples, you don't have to use other products, and it's fully recyclable without having to worry about removing staples. Onyx and Green once again have a bamboo tiny individual pencil sharpener. Now this might not be the best option, especially since pretty much everyone has calculators on their iPhones these days. I don't know what rules are with schools and phones either, but if you're looking for an actual individual calculator to like keep in your pencil case, keep on your desk at work, this one from MoMA is made from bioplastics. This dry erase board from 3x3 isn't made out of plastic, it's made out of bamboo. Definitely a little bit weird, it might take some getting used to writing on like the wood grain, but it's entirely made from natural materials. If you need to cover your textbooks, even if you don't need to, I highly recommend you cover them because it helps them last longer. Whether you're keeping the book or just borrowing it from your school, it helps the books last a long time, which is often why public schools do make it a requirement. I know when I was in school, I used these like flimsy, stretchy things. I thought they were so pretty and so cool. The brand is called Book Socks. And I really don't think it's that bad of an option if you're buying one and then using it forever until it can no longer be used. Don't be like me when I was in school and use a new one every single year for every single textbook. I was buying like 4 or 5 a year. But a more eco-friendly option is to upcycle a brown paper bag that you might get from the grocery store like Trader Joe's or whatever. I don't know exactly how to do it. I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm sure there's YouTube videos galore about how to cover your book in these brown paper bags, which is upcycling and can be recycled when you're done with it. Now on to bags and other storage. I found an Etsy shop that makes pencil bags and other sort of bags out of recycled materials. I think it's similar to how I upcycle materials to make like my rugs and stuff. They use old textiles to make these bags. Now I'm a huge Patagonia fan, and another brand we're going to talk about is Cotopaxi. I love both of these brands. They are really big brands. That being said, they are doing some great things in the world and make very eco-friendly products, especially Cotopaxi, because Cotopaxi uses textile waste from other outdoor brands such as Patagonia, North Face, etc., etc. They take all those old materials and turn them into beautiful, colorful, unique bags, like all sorts of bags you might need for hiking as well. School bags, like smaller bags, toiletry bags, whatever. And in Patagonia as well, they have a wide collection of vegan, organic, and recycled materials. Hey Jute on Etsy makes a bunch of different styles of jute bags, whatever might suit your needs. And then By Kopala is also on Etsy. They make bags from cork and wood and leaves and other natural materials. But even if if you're looking for something like just small and like to keep your pencils neat and you want to avoid the plastic ones, you can get this aluminum one, which is from Wisdom Supply Co. And lastly, let's talk about some lunch necessities. If you're looking for a new water bottle this school year or this season in the office, I don't know what to call it. Look for one from Clean Canteen because not only are they aluminum, but they are also entirely plastic free, which means their entire bottle can be recycled. If you want a low waste option for packing your sandwiches and your snacks for your kids' lunch or your own lunch at the office, use Stasher reusable silicone bags. And if you want a box option, like I use Tupperware a lot instead of bags, and you're trying to get away from plastic Tupperware, use Eco Lunchbox, which I have some of their products on the way. I'm going to be making a Reels about it, so go follow me on Instagram for that video. Wild Food Labs also makes reusable stainless steel bento box style lunch boxes, and Planet Box has some great options for eco-friendly lunch bags and eco-friendly lunch boxes. Okay, that is all that I have for today. This was pretty much everything I could find, but if I missed anything, please leave them down below so that way next August I can make a part 2. And let me know how other ways that you're going to be zero waste at school or at the office. I would love to make part 2s to those videos as well. So don't forget to check out part 1 for both zero waste at school and zero waste at the office, because this is stuff that I don't really see zero wasters talking about much. I get it. Like, I also tend to focus my content around my life, and I'm not in school, and I don't really, I mean, I work in an office, but it's not like a real office. That being said, I'm trying to like reach out of my comfort zone a little bit, get your guys' advice who are students, who are working in offices, who are zero waste as teens, so I can make videos about that content, because so many people from all different walks of life, all different ages, are wanting to be more low waste. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, especially if you made it all the way to the end. If you found any value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, leave your suggestions down below. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. And if you think anyone would find value in this video, I would really appreciate you sharing it with them as well. So that way we can get everyone in school and in offices on the low waste train. And as always, remember that your small actions have a big impact in the long run. Bye guys. Ultimate list of zero waste office waste. I highly recommend, leave it at that. Cut that out. Markers are kind of hard to, the bloopers for this one. Next and Green does make one made out of recycled materials. Nope, bamboo. Wild Food Lab also makes reusable aluminum or stainless steel. Stainless steel. Wild Food Lab also makes reusable stainless steel.